thing. Ye to say President Mahama obey say. Only kind your foreign minister in Casa. Honorable Kujato Abraka. Was and the Nyabaya na release album. Nyabaya na release. Last week you cry about. One month fun and to mukra. Wedding can cry and I know to Magana for try a trouble no crowd. Yes, Reno. Salet and only can draw. Na say Rebella cry. Yamra public. Niamaka say yes, America, yes, Iran for in equally. My uncle Jina be and Kasama no and trying. Tisi ano kitwa bi animu. Nipa can say you no cry Iran no nya America. Sisi ano ye kofa damfo anka Iran for na say ye for madam for. Eno so kofa enye what me I say. It is President Mahama and me ya on free cabinet meeting. First, now you're foreign affairs minister in Kasa. Any all the ambassadors high commission on body language. Ebaya cry from meeting ya obi a mo bi anko. What me I say who say when we na ekwaye meeting. Na ya ba fa won time. In the global war see an obi from meeting on nampe omuhu baby obekobia they track your movement and so on and so forth. Entina kwamre nkoma na wa sheda nana line but nana line ni nyina no we yi afa ho kakra ohu oyi fa ho but oba publica oba publica ono nko ka se me kama we o se mu mienu na me nka hwe mamo
okujeto enka asem bia happy or adopre no think about things eno de ye
me ho but me can see so say
one beyond that.
Yes, no. Until JMM frame meeting. Now, apart from honorable Kujeton, so no, there were ministers ni MPs. The woman, a bit more there, what the camera be see when the microphone. Now, Obia can your pet. This is not the time for Obia can your pet. You know, we are not in government. At least, you bet me to educate. Even you educate, you know. You mean you are including who host you crowd. Yeah, extremely careful. Say and come and try and go the other side, you know. Even though you can't you know. Oh, but I keep on emphasizing. I want listeners and viewers to know, so baby, I do know. Stage I do in global politics, any war, AC last week, if you know, it been see what we are said that. See, no one from market can abo. Yes. Almost shall see a crowd, but I am saying it. Say, a been see that. A idea for so many years, America for planning to order that. For so many years, Israel for internet me say Israel. I don't know who Digimon fitting there call ya suffer more your crew many Africa.
Israel no any US ni UK. Inte no the
Enti yan kama ya asofo omo Ghana. Asofo omo Ghana ya na omo say yem monpai ma Israel. Yes remo. Israel na e Bible no no enye no wo Arab world hono.
Well, nti we na mina be ma lawyer question be kan na no okaye warning Ghana say enye very careful na President Mahama entu entia ye ra okujeto black foreign affairs minister Nanko for baby dinatem. But first and foremost, even for what in a bed one is a Ghana. At the end be affected. And a lawyer question cross on baby you say. At the end Ukraine starting affected that but on mommy wants to me a friend saying my voice now because I fixed a sound issue. No, we're having a bit of sound issue. Wana ubi ye must because producer no na or producer no producer you know at the same time. Mr. Johansson, any team ni na Madam Asipa Ansane DJ or Black Mr. Johansson. So thank you so much, Auntie. So more alerting me. Now me phone, my phone so because they were still alerting me say sound. Check the system. Thank you very much. Frank AJ, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Auntie, omunya be ma warn. In fact, we are question crack as I didn't affect your spouse because soon him say apart from Sana Dr. Baumiamu Kuwait any other places, no, there were people. Yeah, black queens, no more come. Ewo Dubai or Kuwait, one of I think Dubai. And I see ye. So what I say, enti issue na abano, enye NDC asem na enye MPP asem. That is why I President Mahama running and nasa no trending because COVID by you know. Any Russia Ukraine war by President Mahama can no ton campaign platforms. But you see, and Kofo against President Mahama no. Omo nye 100% right because you see, asema ye campaign, they campaign. President Mahama was just doing what politicians do. When people for my ebida, na MPP time. I think that was 2016. Or can I say, yeah, Tisikaso say comedy. It was a campaign message. Because still Nanado bar power, so now comedy still. This one I'm not doing equalization, but under Nanado see President Mahama time 2016, near Tisikaso so comedy. Nanado buy a cross, so still yet Tisikaso so still now comedy. And I think sometimes we should not give political capital to campaign utterances because they're politics. A binary President Mahama no. Because President Mahama better say na Ukraine and Russia hoa. Na ya affect enuni. And they who say President Mahama 6 months Independence Day speech. This is a nationalistic speech. It want to mean for politics as him. A one Independence Day speech na your campaign platform o. Inti asema President Mahama kan say ade no be affect here. America for Iran airstrikes be affect here because you see the ama ade no be affect here crowd more. They say unim say America for akwakuku Iran former supreme leader Ayatollah Khomeini. Na Ayatollah Khomeini no no kwa no muku ne yire omuku ye friend say ne yire ye ne beye omafa ne maame omuku na se ene ne ma e kan ho wo ti ase nti se Iran for yi nipa foforo no omo yire ya Ayatollah Khomeini ne ba wedi 53 nti ono onya wuyo ana onya akokra because dada no owu no na de bia ntokwa ba oso munya abuche se abrantia na waba o se eye war ne buofu cause America for strike no eku ne yire eku ne ma eku ne papa ya Ayatollah Khomeini enti they say they all die big die on America for be che na Iran ni America nya ye ne nya ewiase nyanya America kwa crude oil petrol friend gas wa America gas bo start e cost ro America say 358 or so then gas was at a corner Ghana na ya to electricity wa yesu yenye hu hwe afa na de ne because you see the main shipping line at that point no so na e de niam fi wiase aman bebre so ko eba no Iran for the control because Iran for water mu Iran for sea mu won say ponet that one ye twitwa bia obia won de Ghana ye oye de friend economic zone EEC what ansio no ye wo de ye o man bi ade nti obi ba mu aba ole mu ene ye san wo high seas na da oni fa epo na yakopon abo no kra ye wo ho law wo ho maritime law na ye wo ho law what you say enti sa law na ye wo no sa Strait of the Hormuz no Iran for the control sa epo no be a max line mole for shipping lines akese na di enuane emo esichire enuro ede cars ni ade ba Ghana ni nyine ho na omofa omo de fuel eko China because when the China for to crude oil Japan to crude oil if also a country is not Russia omo nyine omo to crude oil in fact Japan and Russia omo crude oil no kwa de fi Iran and to say see America for akwa Venezuela president the number 1 producer of world crude no and Venezuela second number 1 producer which is number 2 Iran. The Iran for AU imagine if oil no so na so mo konto kwa obi ani adaje obehwe say oil obeko ha in fact kakra na ye hu ye in the second Gulf War na no me to Facebook na nkofo didi matam see Ghana do see me ni adaje amebe konto kwa on social media I don't have time to be going back and forth and to didi matam I will waste data because me nya adaje I'm very busy I am so busy na International Women's Day kramankai because I was busy celebrating myself. I told myself, look, if you since I haven't been able to celebrate myself as a woman. International Women's Day, I am International Women's Day. International Women's Day, it is me. I am the epitome, the definition of International Women's Day. They also be celebrating your own. I digress. Let's come back to the issue. It is a quite a pona at that honor. A issue because they see oil no crude oil Japan any Korea any China for better a block is warning and they will go and support Iran because Iran for motor oil no into American quiet and whole world police world champion what Venezuela what's the talk Iran so it is really coming Say I'm on pioneer or man kasa, and that's why President Mahama making a strategic move our Korea. No, because President Mahama who say America who can you do not support a free IMF near the World Bank be never cutting. In fact, sir, IMF program now for and then next year 2027. A 1 year home best start actually and through 2027 po. And I hope that Kakraba increase electricity needs to know Ghana for complaining. No. Into President Mama being strategic or no didn't quite Yamo Kolankolana mobile more than media them. No. Or not the NSA or Beko Korea because America is busy fighting a war. Into want to mean Yamo be a through. Say I am a program ending next year. Ghana, we have to look for a backup, but on chain. Emma 2027 in duo and son of her backup. He's going to Korea to talk to Korea. Fortunately, Ghana, you are one of the best ambassadors to Korea. Ikodocho. And why your foundation that I'm a President Mama. So going there, no, if he finds allies in Korea, now Korea and Ghana bet me exchange something. One from gold to other. Don't forget a gold. Say a gold bar for crown because they are not getting buyers in AE and Arab for no to gold. Dubai, almost one of Ghana, a major gold buyers, Dubai. Now, Dubai need UAE for they are busy fighting. Into almost to mean Toya the President Mama Kohono, he will look for alternative markets. That is the strategic thinker. And to more forgetting about politics, now President Mama, you know. So, you know, how far the World Cup time, President Mama Dina campaign plan was and Russia and Ukraine war affecting Ghana. Woman, you should blame your IQ. If you believe President Mama say Russia and Ukraine war now affecting Ghana, you should question your IQ and your President Mama. Because as someone you kind of campaign platform, so President Trump then President Trump campaign time President Mama is the grocery bill, 2016 President Trump about first one or see we're winning bigly, it's bigly. Obi himself campaign assembly kind of why you don't really give it currency. So what President Mama some no kind of currency what's him? But those who are trolling him say a few moments later, no, they are right. Politics in the Oko can't say everywhere was here. It's part of the game. It's part of the game. Because Nana do mu yenibi, mudi huru no. Into where to back if I Kufo or mudi yenibi, Kufo gallon yellow na Ghana yet to needing Kufo gallon because of President Kufo. I'll see then or betting your muscle a because of that. Second Gulf War now, America for to share Saddam Hussein no so no. Now crude oil bought on the world market, I call $147 per barrel. I remember, you see, and I have it all clocked the America for because they are clocking. We are clocking it in. And when we check, because I lived through that period. What I said, $147 per barrel. It's a huru, you see a huru there, and they are normal. It's more a few moments later, and I'm going to do President Mama. Munyano, oh, you do it. It's part of the President Mama, so it's a game, that's you. Because it is part of the game. You must know the rules of the game and play it, and he's playing it. It's not Korea. It's Yamon Paisa Korea, Kobenya, and baby by your best strike bilaterals be between Ghana and Korea because see, so we MPP Nika now always share them money just because of politics. She said they're the same thing, NDC for we share your money man, Kufuado say, I Kufuado empty, and a Ghana say lockdown no crank 1 year. And economy say and say good to Sunia. Said another if another say it's not comfortable, just a the woo nebini. Or no crowd to opposition, who question breakfast and a paya man or a chimp for fufu and namani adia. He's in a comfortable lead. And he never do politics, but running the way grow. President Kufuado Tiakonya so our back, oh, who's an enemy any video. Yeah, it is a call come see if I can on any video, no, I say. You come here to Sikaso as well comedy. Yeah, it's Reno. You have to Sikaso as well comedy. Sam and President Mama so the Russia and Ukraine war no. And one it is part of the politics. But the truth of the matter is Mau Juma say, and we are seeing a global village. We are all connected. Ghana Coco near Ghana for the Ye cocoa near 99% of your cocoa in our buyers to abroad no moto, Tuton, Barry Calibo, Hershey's, Cargill. Ye need dollar ye better. In fact, ye cotoni at the dollar near the other. Ye go ye need to carry the better, ye cotoni at the dollar. Ain't he a neck said Dubai for air quan. I was see a peco near ton you go. Ntina Sami if you want to know. In fact, I have information about Sami Jemfi Asuya or Freemwe. And Kofoko attacking now say arm robbers. Any arm robbers. Any arm robbers. Galamsey for. Sami Jemfia Diana, almost a marco attack ne you know, nothing. I attend Crawford. Mom Busan Crawford, the police must do the investigation very well. And I'm robbers. Crawford, no more yam robbers, or me a galamsey for. Because even NBC galamsey, I simply cry a word on Sami Jemfi say. Sa 9 most name Crawford no more chicheno. 9 most name Crawford no more chicheno. What they have done, and this is an inside filler I got from Galamsey Fonibi. Any inside fillers I got, and I've done this job for a long time, so I know what I'm talking about when there's a source and the source is credible. Galamsey for now. He says so police for prosecutor more court no. No my jinko phone gold no my no my from him. No my shada catch and conform say they come a gold boss. And it's a Jeffy must start questioning Imos for no. Their modus operandi. And no Galamsey for me sir. Sami Jeffy so you manu eduani from in fact or you manu eduani touch omo gold or man kwakwa omo ye illegal. Ebi illegal bi also omo kuta license. By a chi money ade. Into what chini panso a committee offense. The gold now watching there. And meanwhile some of these people know a life and death for them you here and I'm more risk of my life to do this Galamsey. And to nya by Ginny gold ni peti say we charity. We charity on also by revenge. And to say the Iran for America for ye. And to the revenge, no nobody accost Sami Jeffy associated because someone say Sami Jeffy they be on my bodyguard in it, so they can't get him. Into Omunya Sami Jeffy they will hurt him where it matters. And only nothing. Sami Muni mama for message you man on country police for they should start doing the investigation beyond the robbery and not just a simple robbery. It was targeted. Galamsey for no matter targeting or no. Galamsey for no and no matter targeting. Mama you're very careful. Into yambra back to Russia-Ukraine war na sem say. Russia-Ukraine war semi affected Ghana Ghana hochire ye no. Iran-America war no be affected. And this is the preliminaries. And na lawyer question kind no. We cry comedies. Afen na dia na starting. Afei na ntokwana beba now that Iran for Obia or yet obey replaces supreme leader no also he's coming with a personal anger, personal vengeance set or person also yeah America for be into airstrikes will not end now. And this one the way omokuni mami omokuni papa omokuni yire omokuni ma aka hono we enya ade a UN crab mu ebeye. And even look at the silence of the UN ade ya kwa makwa Ghana for squad the whole Lebanon because Lebanon also about in the chart. Ntokwane sati and America, Israel, and Iran. Then enter the chart a friends a UAE plus a Kuwait. Then later enter the chart a Lebanon. And at the end many people will be entering the chart. Israel for have decided just to Israel, the UK for I imagine said they be in fact, Spain quite they've issued an automatic position say ye base cry America for you so. But UK for you say by a base America for you so. And America is calling them, Donald Trump is calling them to me a PPP word, you know. Also I'm a fieros. And in this thing, so many people are going to enter the chart. And America, China come more oil supply from Iran, they will enter the chart. So Korea for they will enter the chart. And to move na President Mahama making a or no a day corner. Move no day corner. Yes. And you're good. Uncle Bibimra from Korea so that we can form new alliance with countries or because our NEC is a strategic plan for America. And then another lawyer question catch a foreign affairs minister Ekujeta Blacka says stay out of this in Tokwa. It's not your business. Ghana is such a small fish for this in Tokwa. Stay out of this. Stay out of this because Ghana say I can't report here my United Nations said now Ghana report they were saying Ghana report no I report here my UN for Nakata they are acting like they haven't seen anything that is going on. Okay, say a UN for no who say Israel for strike na Ghana camp or Lebanon na. Okay, so munim. But what did they say? Did they even issue a statement to acknowledge that they are aware and they've taken judicial notice of the fact that I can't America now? No. Omo fear. What I say? Omo fear. Inti Adiana Abano. It's a very serious issue. This is a Ghana government lodges a protest to the UN Secretary General over attacks on Ghanaian uniform soldiers. They will still write a statement to us. But the person which is deal with the issue. They are not dealing with it. Deal with the issue. You and fire to so who sent to Kwakoso. You and for my to so who sent to Kwakoso. The more I deal with Beko, the more I be affecting. The more and I be affected. So let me take you back. What I feel what joining here. Just a quick one on the lawyer question. Can you warning to President Mahama and you could get black one? Just a quick
First thing, you to President Mahama, obey say, only kind your foreign minister and Kasa, Honorable Kujato Abrakwa. Once and the Nyabaya na release, Nyabaya na release. Last week, you cry about one month fan and to Mukra. Wedding can cry and I know to Magana for try a trouble no crowd. Yes, Reno, Salet and only can draw. Na, say, Rebella cry. Yamra public, near America say yes, America, yes, Iran for in equally. My Kujina be Pia Casamaya no and trying. Tisi ano Kitua be anymore. Nipan can say you slow to cry Iran no nya America. Sisi ano ye kofa dan for and Iran for na say 4 more than 4. And also kofa ye. What me I say? It is President Mahama and me ya on fair cabinet meeting. First, now you're near foreign affairs minister in Kasa. Any all the ambassadors high commission or body language. Ebaya cry from meeting ya will be a more be uncle. What me I say? Say you who say when you win a quiet meeting. Now you found one time. And in the global was see an obi from meeting or nampel. Baby Abacovia, they track your movement and so on and so forth. And then I come and come no I said that. Nana line. Banana line in a new year for Hokaka. Oh, you found but you're about publica.
No,
Publica. Aha. Oh, no.
And way. I know I can't. I say we do one. I'm my year. Could you to black? I say on you very careful when President Mahama. So on tuneful because I mean I buy a buying. What you attend if something is going on, I was here to me yet cautious. I am very cautious. Sandy Licious, I see you, Sandra. Ezinam, I see you. Good evening, why? And come out. It's a very critical issue. No, the kakran who know a crude oil boy. I started who say I started a change crude oil boy change. And so American, this is Ghana, Ghana. You need NDC market, any MPP market. Assemble yen in Nebeko. Assemble yen in Nebeko. Said the COVID by and Yama Bokos. Yen in Kodum. NDC were affected. MPP 4 were affected. We so affected at the same thing. NDC4 will be affected, MPP4 will be affected. Yenya back on your build your man. This one, no, any lesson, my say, and yet be beyond your day unnecessary politics in Koso. And yet be beyond your day 77 quasi politics Koso. Sebio, Bruce and Producer. Because Ghana no share any idea. Where can you soldiers unifilly? These are Ghanaian soldiers, one name soldiers was on me NDC and on me MPP. Ghanaian soldiers, one name on me NDC and on me MPP. But come on. And these are our people, our sons. And they have been caught in this crossfire. They won't so Bobaba. Make us go and Google the Straits of Hormuz, so say Hamas, so say, yeah, Hormuz. A shipping line, one of the main lines on the seas, on the sea, a one near Mafa, a Koba. And see the moment I saw, even Iran for to start here first 2 days, and we issue one and say, vessels I can see, and we cannot protect your safety. And Timon I'm careful because any I didn't come and not come. And the international companies will not allow themselves to be caught and any offer in Yamanko. It's a stitch Bagana. So one of the major sources of income, your port, 90% of Ghana revenue is from the port. 90% of Ghana revenue is from the port. The GRA for Jessica. 90% is from Tina video. GRA officers see China for was printed so munchia taxa. Not down the near branching. Now, why are you collecting taxes? And what do you use the taxes for? This is the Gen Z generation. Might be low IQ. The officer is doing his job. Into what would they come racing now? I don't know tax. Foreign to Ghana, yeah, Juma on chia tax. You Ghanaian no supporting. Foreign to Ghana on chia tax. If you want to know the idea tax here, and you MP now comes on. Why are you attacking the GRA officer? This is very silly. But because your politicians are interested in politics and not public education, no. Yen try your man tiane yamabawa. Into the order tax crown, Nipan for the tax ye bonnet. Would you approach your auto watch out, Jones or crowd to tax. Jones or to tax. Jones or to tax. The slightest thing you pay tax. No be affecting our country. Making money in Ghana. Ya kwajeni tax, I'll say any edge tax. Yen enemies of progress in Ghana for no. Aiding and abetting foreigners to rip up on my way. You are go play me as leaders. Your leaders thing yeah, but to aid and abet foreigners on the Ghana money tax. Now Ghana anymore, you are harassing the GRA officer for doing his job. It's sad. It's sad. Elizabeth Keller, so see if you are the whole world is stressed. The whole world is not only in Ghana or see Germany. So yes, Germany see America. Ghana for complaining say and then doom so started, doom so. Almost started and almost buy no. And then ECG for the electricity company of Ghana announces planned power outage in Tema and areas. Tema na ka say to announcement almost be mo. Na ya Tema dada na debi omudum ye kania. Debi om come to 12. Debi omudum ye kania. Debi omudum kania no. Me frame me mami amene mami be kasa bi edum kania no. So mama will say you over them and I feel on the statement eba. Effect in starting no. Because Ghana to say enya akosomo pen ye generate electricity. In fact, akosomo now is the smallest power generating part of your power no. Your power is generating do na your gas. You see the ye say e to abono wo ho na enya gas kakra and ye the power. But a lot of the gas we are different Nigeria for and gas oh. Okay say na ye de omo ka omo so omo twam. Enti ade no ene ewiase is connected. You be saying, oh, I saying Iran is far away. Then you can't say at the end of the time, so Iran is far away. We are enemy of progress. Why do you form? We don't have to be geographically close. Now, effect I Ghana, America dollar, the strength of America dollar affects Ghana economy. And I think America for far away. No, but the politically and economically, you are connected. Politically, ye Ghana, ye niama ye kra more tin tomatoes near there. 90% of it if we ye first say China, any Thailand. You are economically connected. No. Connected. Your product bebre or more, ye na make your gold, your cotton Dubai. Dubai for one of your biggest gold buyers. I can't Dubai. No. South market, no closely be that. Now say it's far away. What they work from? You need to learn more. You need to learn more. Surprise mama na dey politics or no can say no who say dey no we dey abono. I can't president mama politics no dey so Ukraine is far away or no who say we dey he will bow down his head in shame. But he knows say at the end na politics no ye. Into who believe you no na who problem. Who believe you no na who problem. Me say I say when your president mama nko na ka be a few moments later actually. Ekufuado can be in time. Also your discuss so come there. And yet we were selling me was a video we were Ekufuado video be. Also you thought the kono Kufuata ni I thought the kono one city now no ya kana me delete here. I had the video somewhere. And I thought the kono Ekufuado na we me hu video no.
Me ba be take petrol so o do also ana petrol boa ana ekoso. Me ba be take the Bible tells me, "I'm so if some people may hear for this whole breast of grand and hear for it, one and then only cake once in the year, cake once in the year. The beer boy a day. I may hear for to me to be. One of my answers says she said, "Power in the battle, so called better than she said, and discovered by a good to go." Me free Chebi.
I am a member Ekufuado need power until it's just by the way na me watch him. Our political talk when you Ekufuado nkwana aka no. Ebi na aka president mama and I was looking for my mama's video no. Na me bunch them on and comfort can a few moments later. Now I represent mama. So yo, where they were far away and Ghana any and Ghana any and actually. So the truth of the matter I say politics and yet bibia na wose ye politics ye nwene oman no ene oman ye yo ne oman kankro ye bibia ene ye de politics so the politics eventually one kasa ene berew at that time no you can't do anything about it. What's the president mama the politics ene hwan no na mwiem ono no na mwiem o he's in the sky going to Korea to look for alternative for Ghana because the drone no ajegon one kwanko pe ibi ama next year ye free IMF issue no asia ye na ye ho be kire ye ntia kan Yaka be way just jumedi. We are live on OK 101.7 FM. So now no mini anum joy FM for an inco some say electricity in the mama kuomo.
It has affected us a lot in so many ways because I was working with a company, but due to electricity, I have stopped and I'm running my own taxi business as I'm talking now. Because at first, now I'm told 50 cedis and it takes me for 2 weeks for 50 cedis now. But now, I'm 150 cedis for 2 weeks. So meaning month, no, me to have 300 cedis.
Are you alone on the meter?
No, I'm with my wife. Yeah, I'm alone. I'm alone using the meter. Yeah. At first, during under MPP government, sometimes I can buy 20 cedis and it will take me for 3 days or 4 days. But see, I feel free quite do no.
So now no otono in Kisingisi and I say you buy it in bulk.
I still buy now as I'm talking now. I buy 150 cedis. And 150 cedis need take me for 2 weeks. Things that we were using at first, you reduce our money now. We are not using those things anymore. To see your hall, you're so fun, our hall. Your bedroom, you're so fun, our bedroom. Me place near 3 rooms. Into maybe I want to like why have the conversation. Or you're so fun, you're so light. But at first we leave our light and we leave our fan on. Yeah. And not the electricity alone. Now I was thinking said the other way around and so better because you try road wet. As me being a Ghanaian, I'm a kita car. We try road wet. But your road, I drive fast is very bad.
Ghana road, yeah, into road in the patch. So for say tia road where they just so that a friend say a road, yeah, road where the sick canon, yeah, tia a friend saying. At the end, a guy Ghana road here. In fact, your road fund, there were other sources. That's one of the biggest infrastructure a draws on Ghana budget. A road because a third world country, your road need. Oh, Ghana roadworthy, because your car should be roadworthy. The car should be worthy for the road, and your road no should be worthy for you. Because then the end to me impossible. And I mean, Sandra said, yeah, we play politics with things we have no control of. The currency and the petrol, especially, is true. About we have to the Kakra politics. I will arrest the city. We have arrested the city. One city need dollar and status or Sapa logo. A children of status or Samuels up. A children of status or Zonto. And you need. And then look at how I see, when the fundamentals are weak, I did to trouble. But me tina say as I electing the view as flag bearer. And but we cry, he still has that a year ahead of him to deal with those questions surrounding those claims to make it. It's politics, petrol, Kenya, ensure road. We should not do politics with some of these things, especially cocoa. You don't have no idea. People are you control. Yeah, any too. We have international companies who have come in and they are doing it. They are drilling in drilling. Now we are the way by politics. It's serious. So this is what I mean. I'm Joy FM for. And the average every day. These are everyday Ghanaians. They are not so full soldiers. These are everyday Ghanaians. They are better now. And you see, I am okay because I'm in control. The people who are sensible, who are in charge of Ghana's economy, they listen and they take a woman. And they say no, people we must deal with it before I beba. And that's why I make us a president. Mama tutu na namoko Korean because say he must start establishing new bilateral relations with them. And yes, sir, America and UK just gone. I'm saying Ghana is strategy for America because the Ghana American embassy in Ghana is one of the biggest in the whole West Africa. Now, they look at India and Pakistan. And we are sympathizers of Iran attacking American embassies. In Ghana, people who are sympathizers of Iran can even attack the American embassy. But in Ghana, the same lackadaisical, negligent attitude near you know. And not the man young coffee attack your Burkina. No. Time Burkina and Tokwa started Ghana for they were jubilating of our Burkina. Oh, you know. Na Ghana for my uncle for say uncle or more uncle into Simbra. Oh, they are to uncle for Mewu. This one, they should have just sued Ghana government for negligence. This is wrongful death. Nobody should cross that border because Burkina is in a crisis transition. And so until they deal with their issues, don't open the border. And we may be a border now. You impress on Burkina government to grant Ghana to assure us of security of our citizens. Ye queen for months matter as subim. Ye the BIA politics, or the cancer critical of Abina. Just because you love Abino doesn't mean that oh young son, ye dear bank, President Mama by and call the NDT won't quite a better in a bike. but all the individuals elsewhere because nyansa ni ba ko for tirim enti until say party full soldiers be o ma dream no ma hu nyansa no oh they will do politics but like I'm saying I'm happy them penifo no who are in charge of Ghana no they know say anya ateni ne de chichire o man enini enenne ade no you see run for the war many abre go no ade we will travel the next 6 months they travel the next 6 months work go lawu for us work go keke kedi na travel to mo 6 months e work go oba aye come to mo no ni na do wie ke am time ahon come ni na 2 city ona ni na do ba power ahon come enye 5 city be an extend up to 6 months oba aye come 10 cities you better come 10 cities me go oba aye come 10 cities 10 cities come keke na nti yentra ho this war is not weighing politics of NDC MPP yenye serious yenwene o man ho but more important there was African leaders started so meeting ECOWAS AU this is the time and also meeting South West Africa a monetary fund how can the African countries trade among ourselves ye better ye to me build the economy said ye ba America ho kan ye too much can ye bet me aka ba ye too much ye too much what at obisi aji within anadwo say ye kama na ye mu no or see those who refuse to accept that COVID-19 any Russia Ukraine war no have negative effect on Ghana economy no are the same people are now complaining abra Iraq Iran for airstrikes with America or see now the reality has caught up with them kama and kama is a B obi na sem no or see kama no kama Adriana Bakofia said say honestly the Russia Ukraine war were between two countries but this country is between three. Are you kidding me, Masa? Are you kidding me? Do you know the impact of American one country? Do you know that it's not about the number of countries, it's about the economic impact. Economic impact. And only it's not about the number of countries. China and one country, China because of the impact of China on the whole world economy, you know. A better countries baby. So it's not about say my countries 10, 20. No, sometimes that's our World War I, World War II, and then yes, I'll be move. It is economic impact. And a trending fact second self-reliance. Say Africa for better me can one bomia can say young your baby of the economy. You better make trade among a majority of your businesses will be among ourselves. It's any America impact by my baby. But I you decide to see a business in me see your cocoa in a Western world. Barry Calibo, Hershey's, Tuton, Cargill, omu foreign buyers. Enti da ombeka so to Ghana cocoa no lawu. And they be a quania copacho syndicated loan. Yako la sulala to abrof. No, what do cocoa na la sulala. Godi, a be understand to quasta tami if you started poor mucho no. Chale Dubai for me a bedding. Munto God na e be no alternative bia na e be bia wefa. And you see this is the rationale behind the Japano. A Japan MPP for and I said that Gabi mo ade omo be frame na ade energy go on say and I was one of the people who were against it. But the rationale behind the Japan on na bi na Tami Jefia 30 years omo kofa agency aba omo no mo hwe. The idea was is see a bit trade among the individual countries so as a countries no ho chiro mo e ho begire yenko ye and a first offshore company ni trade on the global stock exchange market ni share how ya be man kofo etimi ato stakes wo mu dada enti stakes no beton de enyaji esika dada enti whatever happens if the actual gold nankasa world market value no conform it really doesn't affect us so man na ye shock absorbers then people for na share and chire mu and omo nkasa so ebi no adwe money nti omo de omo achimfo kokos ni bi kogu board no so man for contract or so no it was a good day because Dr. Dufo na did a Japan buy it was under a different name but Dr. Dufo na this hadwe buy bagana de abro ni beye ni over politicization of national resources nti ye betina ye ABC mu ye betina de ABC mu kwe Paddy Junior say okay if you are over 20 years I've never believed you can speak Gan kwe ole ona ya bi apapa kojo sadi inte school ye laboni o ya bi say yeah apapa kojo sadi o de o ka say we have come far na Ghana me nyankofo bebre ni omo nkanti no ya na mire ye fi koi Edward also say yes I think African leaders should have a currency so that we can actually depend on each other. In fact, President Kufuor time no I remember I covered our AU conference in Ghana. That time Gaddafi Bahana no. I was covering the AU conference in Ghana because Ghana was hosting it. And the idea was to have a West African monetary currency. Now gradually you develop it, they call an African currency. And yeah, the higher politics be seen there. Willie or him or say if you Mama should say Mahama should protect the US embassy. Yeah. In fact, US embassy protection is not really under Ghana, but outside the embassy, Ghana, we must protect it. Inside the US embassy, America. Even though the embassy is sitting in Ghana, but inside the embassy, under diplomatic law, America. But said the about Obin Kopa Sem Mekan Ghana because the embassy no compare US will hold Ghana responsible because Ghana is in charge of internal security within our mind, and the embassy is sitting within Ghana mind. So we must protect. I'm sure say Ghana more yada. I'm sure say no, they are not defense ministry, interior for no fendi agro, natural security. They will give it extra attention, patrol. Because we are ordinary person. But we they are national security people. They'll be patrolling the place 24/7. And they are saying who say embassy, US embassy in India, any Pakistan are attacking on national security. What be but Konya don't make it you no. You plain clothes. No more for shaggy reasons. Because the Omunya Ghana take Kim. Asema beto Ghana we will be drawn into this conflict and that's why we must deal with the issues no. Until later on Paul Boatimbe joining and now the by first the Professor Kwabena Day of Oyata HRD was Central State University or no why yeah Juma the politics even under Nkrumah Nyinano he is a political animal so he's been discussing this. You're not university for PhD for there and the prof a year Juma dealing with some of education international issues near there. He's very much aware of the global implications of some of these things. Prof, I'm not good evening, but good afternoon to you because American. Good afternoon.
Yeah, major so more fast.
Prof, who are there?
Oh, me who pa, me who
Great. Prof, I did way some tokoya start here more penny America. What the ababe she said if was what if you can Ghana ya cry your unity or Lebanon kan. First and foremost, general comment. Did you see it coming to America for the Iran for so
well, me huni. No bia okase ohunu no boy. Because akos watch na me mfam kwachiri pi lawyer question kan yibi non-aligned movement. Eno na pesa meka. Sa asoma ya bai so ekoka sema kodi wo yachi a entwada. Osi etimi nya enkrofo a ono beka so mo de yeni wo yachi ne mom no kura ne omo pe. Na ne atie ni se me de mo kwachiri kakra but me twa so 1951 and Iran for palm British oil mining companies any west safedia yehu sani esiye no entimonko
na Ghana or British companies near there na kwame kuma palm omo
aha when the Iran asem na America Iran
okay.
1951 na Iran for parliament pass a law say the oil no mo hunu tu omo hu say the bibia enti omo bamo nkofo aye into British ni American companies wo ho no omo ntwe omo ho ana Britain for anya omo de because no more investment awo kan na huge but womo tie de Iran for kan no ana Churchill for Roosevelt no mo ye yi edi nkomo anche ana Iranian government no of almost two no free so san ye kan no into free ho no ena omokofa obi a na ope America ne ukasem sha no mdine be si so into ono ba ye no ena oma British ne American oil companies ne kwasa monsamra na yanimu nidwa international nidi aba na wom 1979 ena Islamic Revolution no it take over because now omumpe shanasem ena wom tu no na wom tu sha no eka America for staff and woman busy for 444 days Iranian students capture woman Emma seni America for any brie no nenya de ketua.
Oh yeah, Matisa issue. No, they were held
Yes.
hostage for a while, a couple of days.
Yes, 444 days. American President Carter, yes, sir, oh, me call na mako save me man for. Unfortunately, one helicopter me call a crash. But I say no go for kase Soviet for na mislead on pilot no. Nti America for hunchiri womo sabi enimgwa se kakra kan womo. Nti when Carter ran for re-election olusui. Nti America for the omo penimgwa not in any way. So now, sir incident no buy no. Na Iran for because of Shah into no more sikapa or US banks billions. Now Obama buy and say na oyi 1.7 billion US dollars ya Iran for the adema won. So monye musika na ye de ye pasumdue enti ye pese de mom na hunu say America nye omanya otan Iran for. You see, a new leader is in power. And Timonye, never be a more person. Yanyana Boko. In Tom de man, in cash, plain load. Now, Iran for Sakayano, almost da America for us. But Obama catch almost said, Sani clay no pass almost the any dear. Momo here no man fan na Israel for Sabi, almost you nipa, because I'm a koyaku more. And fast will be any so. So, and nuclear agreement to moyen Obama no amkwa no foforo but Trump buy no ka say there be we no ye nyom ni so amusi wa munye enso on be no sumase ya woni baba mo so no na akachi itimi de ekwan bie ni ho amepene say even so mo ye nuclear de ayaduane amankwada dia mempene there is another way on betime feedi o mo ho eni o inti chese Iranian president a manager ni chairman and o can say Muslim say Holocaust Jew for Holocaust no kra ayatro and see that be Muslim sorry musi edien Israel for na yanyamemba yanyamemba enti no so can say sa sino ya mode Israel for koguson aya Palestinian for dia enti yan se mo anfo mo nkwa yan ye bepepo ye ba hye omo nyina ase nti ye nuclear weapons ne dia ba hye omo ase so enti o kan sa no na yan ebinum so mo ya America de na ya so wo pe nuclear weapon dia ba hye Israel ase na o hwa Americans so Jewfo wo omo mamukra no they about 7 point or roughly 8 million
omo so na we et kapo no
yes and Americans wo omo ye be 6 million into Shakra, Israel can be considered a state of the United States. Into America for there's no way some better say monko shi Israel for us. 1948, Israel created President Truman swears America will always stand by Israel. And that is why every American president stands with Israel. And because Jew for honey almost 6 million. One 8 million. It is is part of it. So it is a basis where men can say that. But sir, American president the power of said onim near Jew for ne Israel for any dear because we should the Middle East where Israel for very loyal to US. Now my men come back near course now I'm some I know you attend to me trying to Osha Arab countries they are against Iran. They are not against US or Israel. Now, by considering
why against Iran because so far me was Kuwait for any UAE for and after more America for the side no more basis in America for you so they fire Iran for until one be in the come we are against Iran for
Iran they all the Arab countries. Jordan is against Iran. Just say Iran for women Arabs so.
Women Persians, right?
Persians to one, but women don't say Aryan, Aryan, Aryan. In Tomo do Amon Arabs home. Na do amom who agent to con me woman yamsum. Say young chromosome woman in Iron Noah and come from home a gym. But woman chromosomes grandson a Shiad. And a Saudi agency Sunni. ɛna saa nkramofo mmienu so ɔma ne hyia nti Saudi
Yeah.
deɛ wɔne Iranfoɔ nhyia na deɛ baako a Iranfoɔ yɛn sɛ wɔma so nwe wɔn Hezbollah mobagye tuo Hamas mobagye tuo Houthis mobagye tuo na momfa nyɛ ɛna Arabsfoɔ nso ahu sɛ in peace no wɔn economies no ɛyɛ yie ɔbo pasomdue hwɛ Jordan sɛ wɔn ni hwee but it's a prosperous nation so into all the Arabs and they are against Iran. Into Russia will attack woman almost attack American interests. But hotels now they in America hit Oh, into Adene dear near Tipan say Israel for no woman abre because we had a Hitler she woman one say never again in capital letters, never again will they sit down for another nation to tie their hands and burn them like what they did in what Hitler did to them.
Prof, I can I just say, and you likely say Iran for betting me winning because the Arab for against Iran for because some of your Persians say, Omukremo Sumnupon consider Omukaka. And I just say, Arab for America for side that then it's likely America will win this war.
Well, they say we are not looking for a winner or say a pair asumjie because there can be a winner. But a bit disastrous. There can be a winner, but there will be to be disastrous. Because it's America for any break. No, so arms someone you see. Iran can't stand it. A betcha. Now Iran for the back born up to now and they say one more mountains, a honor dome near Makoshishe.
Yeah.
Americans saw bombs are to me splitting mountains. But here in Abehu.
Okay.
It is also on Bakwa. They say yeah, Iran for you, me 30 Al Jazeera for news. And I'm 30 I-24, Israel for news. Al Jazeera, the say Iran for the soldier for share bankers, mountains. Ya almost chance say Israel for be you, soldier for be you, meti. America for soldier be you. A form the one team no more.
But they will do to me.
If you don't to me.
Okay.
Let
me say assembly about this. America for no a fair strike ne kum Ayatollah no. Iran for supreme leader. No one say Iran for you nipa pro. Omo yi Ayatollah no say ne ba. Na ne ba bent na wedi 53 no say first strike ne kum ne papa ne ekum ne maame ekum ne yere ekum ne manso nti nani embrace vengeance. Nti how do you think no say any brain no dey aba no Trump say on pe Ayatollah ba na Iran for no ayi no. But Iran for no so akantam mo yi na na mpanifo ni nyina wo cabinet no ebe so akantam say omo be protect the papa ne be can also omo say they will obey. In fact, before we use it, they will obey him to the drop of their last blood. What is the implication of Sadia no ni pani no omo yi no Ayatollah ba no?
Well, media men no anka me twetwe sa because ne papa ne maame no omo ko no na omo deny. And I-24 Israeli news was say, Omo nim kwan fa so a omo pa yekon no nti say papa no ho ye. Enti dey make come omo ache and say so person obeto aso a obia no say be obi eku papa ano na obedi a ye wo tim no say de oku papa no onso obekon sabi over retaliate. Na retaliation do the bamo a ene enko yie. Enti dey make can say he should hold the olive branch. That's it. On can say in Tokano, or who say a fasoniso, or momiantanasi. Na yankana some GM. Because a corner dear, Tom Caso, ombacon, but yan asani a wokano, and they yan kayen. Yan kayen.
Okay.
Chroma crownum, baby no on here, Obian and Yabribia so free horn, or bet you over you, Bonnie.
And you say, I tell me, see what Texas, and knows a year for what time, but I say, no, we are not or no sooner any time. A year friends, the Texas, they forget Texas, they no come. I say, Ghana, in so bang, and the idea with the because I started with Boba, I'm a can't your unit, or Lebanon. And it's so bang as I'm talking with the Baba Ghana.
Yeah, bebre, because Obi, I will say, just uncrophone, I do over 2 almost on there. Asamba over chiro. Enti se mahama unso kwa Korea se mina minitunu for anka se mema onko ontene fie na Ghana oma yanja se operation feed yourself no bi me se Ghana ni bia obi eni ho a ohun sani o ye no odi bo o ma no a on support electricity ane bo akoso ye betimi ate so hwi ama na ba form sika o mo gie no obi ehun no mo de ye ohun wo mo nte electricity so akwan ne wo mo nye obi kan sika ebe yie ohun chese ye ni allowance de men pan for a dozen dodo a dozen ko ai korea wo ko mfa so bie ni so fa so bie ni so
In fact, Prof, Debbie Cheche, for so be any to saying. My interpretation of it was that he's seeking new partners because they were American Iran for the end of one where to us. Yen yam for so be and free one. I was all pepper before Benyam wife. Why are you saying for so be any so?
My son says, "One more hour by then." Yes, so fresh here, Bruncia, and when a bring yes, a baby son, your bono. And in then the yaw can't try Ghana for. Sir, Miniano, near course we are seeing is say, I'm my way, say, you say, and to the Persia, to share Persia yen. What a be also a electricity, a AC, best of 4, what would they mono? Some you know. What electricity, fine, near the other, a your phone, so back. Wow, yes, say, wow, yes, wow, the electric, a background for be dear to near man. Na yan conserve energy. Na, say, I nyas, I never be the hotel crop for so. Yen sabasi form. A champion your operation feed yourself, feed your antennas here. And 72 to 79. Yes, you are which rubber. Yenya call me for me. Yenya tina penny, yenya way. And Rollins link of Obexino, Omukunu yayan. Until the time has come, sir, a nation like Ghana must stand on her own. Na enyama omu ni nyama omu dia enyama omu dia no omu ni ba yiro dia no omu ni mako omu dia no omu no omu nya importation Korea o confess obi enu so
okay
yeah banchi here
we no disagree kakra slightly say pass obi enu so because one now ka say we friti we ntem efiti eburu nsu ana wani ye kokkonti no
yes
on train men do because 2027 ye IMF for program na complete in 2027. It before Krebedu 2027, he's seeking new partnership with Korea for said eba. And more even on the bank says because Niama okay so operation video so this kind of you need to once I'm provide and cocono and microphone master. So to even spearhead some of these programs, especially this generation of us who are dangerous if we hear Sikaka to incentivize them. Now you see any be because your economy and watching Gaga near by any be. And when we start spending, I heard I disagree slightly. So, bilateral grants, especially grants. To me, my grants, me so my loan. But to Mama be here when I'm to the whether the possibility of grants and loans, still, you will still stand by the position that a unnecessary trip no making Anna. But what in terms of security. And someone no catch your better say a because oh my God, I warn you, and son a uniform no you attack you. What do you say to that?
Piani dikan ma menche ye tiefo. Ni titru nkoma Kofodua akodum police for omo police barrier akodum honum. Me chia on pa na eto nso Maxoni guest house police station e che adwuma efo nyina me chia on. Me ba wasem so. Meka say yen de ne AC ene nsem a eba na ya ye de to mubusa ya ye ka ho asem ne meka ne se no bia nye ahweye the first year am pesa meka se ye nyina ye nya ahweye ansa na obusa masem bia masan to ahweye any keyword am de
ma ahweye no ye Ghana na ye hwe ya na the people of Ghana na security forces na we ahweye no to which sector na okay
say security ho na me de me ka ho asem se in fact ye ka no adana me lawyer kwesi na wa ha nti me ye say economic aspect ne de honum no mo enfaba ni nyina ya de a obi ehu se ade no ebekọ so ebe ha yen na ya de nso an medical aka ekum si a em se professor edika aka ho ensem bebre nti no aho kire ne niema basabasa ebetimi di aba nti na hwe yie no ne se ye be me ye bambo nhyehyɛ no akoyie ni yensem keka yensem kanso ya hwe ni yie na sebe yanya ye ni bie na yesre ni yedi no ye hu kwan a ye befa so a ye betu yanamon if it's a bunny say ya, unipa wana montio, or kasa ye will be a man for he. Last name me to foresee any animal, a beer, ubi cafe, or soon being tin air bassy or cost of portono. Yin I ain't ye, because a 1 year there midi hear me pa, because I want a man and to punish more. Ubi to me fat and blanishing in some, was a miss Sumunti, no more quay beer and near ma and fata. Intimidate a foot in Macassi ain't hit far a pony. Not bambon she fair, no sending a last mecha and a bunny say ya, America for interest no. Any only allies no interest no. Aya a man for now, or mono mono. And make sure say on better target to my own best there. Into woman, let's say US for our investment view of Honoma. There was oil and say, Woodma when you come ye. Send your bear and for how any amani behind the Emma. Into them say, and no home.
Okay. Mami Musa about a unifil attack no. Do you think Senaka Ghana bet me be Ghana team now on pay almost friends a unit no? Could they have done anything to stop it? Strike na they buy Nessie. And here's how it's being handled. Because you could the black actual Akoma UN. Bibi bet me free but first and foremost, could the team, the unit not have done anything to stop it?
There be. Now if we are in your jacket one or now if we are with the audio copy. Say and omunim sa. Say 2023-24. A bit says see. Ama I don't know so okay I need to come up behind the scenes. Because Abre no ebeba no ni enim say ebeba. Nti mpanyimfo na omo Ghana no de so omu tie omu nim. Because I'm a leader na or no commander no. Na me ni di nkomo pa.
Okay.
Nti no omu nim sa na ma no komba nti ye wo akwanya se eba un se omo bankers be play ho no. Omo obi be catch us underground chambers.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Bunkers be or
nti no omo eba sa omo kwosese ho. Ba we na efu omu. Efu omu. Na saa nneɛma ne taa sisi wɔ hɔ nom daa akomba se ya ɔmo ya wa sɛ bibi saa betimi esi nti ya ɔmo da wɔn ho so ba we dem sɛ mfumutuo kakra bi ba mu hɔ nom
na mami Musa sɛ foreign affairs minister atra kɔma UN for no UN for bɛyɛ bibi ana because ade strike that ɔmo nkasa ɛ ɔmo ayɛ mumu kra on this as ɔmo hu sɛ yɛ kum nkrɔfoɔ
ɔmo sɛ wi ase no da bi am ka sɛ ɛnyɛ fair saa o ɛnyɛ fair saa asɛm fa US ni Israel for one was sɛ ne UN for ka no asɛm bɛ fa Africa ni ho a was sɛ ne US bɛka no what you say asɛm kɔ fa Middle East ni ho a was sɛ ne US bɛka no sɛ ye na ye ba ye no ɛyɛ sɛbe ɛnyɛ man bi a ye yi a ɛno de ɔmo nim sɛ ne ɔbɛka no ba for wo be investigation kra na bi ho na Israel for na share da kɔto sa to pa yin what you say Enti ne ba ne sa UN for no any US for di asem no omo keka.
Okay.
Enti complain di obeye. Then Sarkozy kra ama ne ambassador wa ha no mo abe support. So omo nye investigation na enkosi hwe. Ne metie no atwe se nya dia besi ba bia. Complain di obeye. E be da record so BBC. But enkosi hwe bia compensation bi na omo de be ma fine ba say ekoye nsem twintwan sene obi say be punish wo no insista.
You do think that they say omo electing new leader you tell abano ade go away betimi travel more than 1 month 2 months 6 months ana because edimo kasa said travel more than 6 months $100 na be ko be 17 yenya careful who say the way omo new leader almost or no so about revenge you could papa. Do you think I better travel more than maybe a one ana?
Iran for no. I'm say last year can say when to kwanu mu jai kro munya na it's a ball asuja. Almost slogan so akwa the sasa antikotokofo. Ikum apema.
Apemba.
Iran for slow. Unse na professor ka say papa no mbeku no no are ready so bewu. On pesu wu a won accept position ni da. Are ready so bewu. Ana omo sha afi kun omo nso nyene na medical aka say Iran for no omo nti say Iraq for omo ye nkofo bi omo ye ntokotwa ye pa omo ni mo de nso ekuro ya me papa atiwe ana me nua panyi tu ana mo fa atiwe kuro mu hwe omo won kofo bi a omo gu ho no mo nse last ye kan ho asem mpese ye be kan ho asem bebre se bi enti no ntokwa we no enye ntokwa a se ya Donald Trump anya na dwen se obehwe sa somdwe ba no fin se obe ni twintwan twan ya ntokwa we enya wa dwen se be koye ntokwa e betwane if it's a wufin se twane o kira on be soro ye ehu ni se omo nkofo bebre wo kuro mu ho no mo unim ni patirim medical kasa asem mpese me kan ho asem bi eno ni ade a ehu apart from that nso no omo tu kwan pa omo wo baabi bebre enti pro bia omo fin se US for interest wo no betimi aha omo oti ase omo nko ha nipa na ewo mu no but ade kro se adwuma na eman kofo na omo se adwuma na omo nyam omo nim so omo ntimi ni US for onko se ye ho pe no omo ntimi but omo ya de e be ye wo ya omo ku omo nipa 1000 a odem mo nya hwe bo omo ku omo nipa 2 pe omo achieve bibi oti ase
Wow.
enti sa na wo se ye hwe no enti omo nya omo adwen se omo ebeja ntokwa no wo bra America fo njaye ana obi anzo ka tro se omo mre se ne omo tuna ho ye yi na omo nya mre sa even though omo kom leaders no bebre but let me tell you say omo nye enipa ye popo ye ni kire no mu ja ne omo beye sanity
problem mami musa do also who say ebeko eche nwie sesi yi ana fo se be ende
and American say entokwa no so America for no ombe yan say ombe use unso area superiority no de omo no ni ade obi antimi wo mu de kubu omo ne ma nyina akra wie kra I'm telling you say entokwa ni ntwaye
okay
so mu mienu am match na say entokwa ni ejai na America for say ya hye ho ya kumwe enti ejai a odi agro omo be san story na me kire no omo nye nkofo a omo sasa enti no
prof mami me also na me say prof you also na America for suggest say one put na kan say ewie mu de for what is talk ewie mu de America for control na mo ya imagine say omo the boots on the ground omo the soldier for kosi assassin there Iran for no be die omo nyina say America for dey also omo fa boots on the ground nko in fact within the US I think more Republicans no omo kra want Trump say one hwe no fan crop for man kogu on prof what do you think I was America for the boots on the ground ko na omo njai
ano de obi abaka se Trump mfa boost nko no na ompe oman ni ye say America for a corner abroad 2 weeks here won de besi krom ha already nima boy yedin na America for nso so omo ye obi a ompe house ania ya nkrofo ka no say na no omo ye poll say anipa ye approve what the 54 they are can is against it which means say but what the many na option and option you things will change na sana Paul Okano Iran for no obi a to say omunya amananka no enti di ombe ya omubia no ombeba asante kotoko ukuma apoma baba ene na kotoko ayemre na obi atumi aiden kwa na jo obi atumi se bihwe enti se na ye kan o se atumi nya nkrofobia ono betumi afre the two leaders no no mo aka mo bom say Iran ekanipa mienu kra no a they will never put down the arms to surrender. They will continue to fight because it's within their training. And now we are saying Israel for we are so. Shamanya etwa omuhoshie. Omo dia bosso less than 8 million. And so her omo ya omo ntimi omo. So in the Arabs no the omo adia to say yes. Anya hwekra no. Ye nyina na Abraham. Na bibinti ena baaye ba se ye hu no kura wom tie ne jufo no betena ene wo mo no omote na Iran fo ana che se wo mo samso betena kura media me Iran mema Hamas ha won mema Hezbollah ha won
e what the prof meslo Iran kuro na nkasa the jufo bebre wo mo
yes amaka about 8 million sorry about 8,000
even
about 8,000 Jews
first Iran no scientists bebre jufo de wo Iran
yes
who said sa region wo na nkasa no omo nyina no those days no tetepa no ka language be friend Aramaic omo nyina no omo kasa no nti wo hwe se Israel for kasa no ni Arabic no esepa o omo nyina so trofri benkum ko nifa
Yes.
Enti wɔn yɛ nipa korɔ. Wɔn yɛ nipa korɔ. But problem a ɛwɔ hɔ ne Iran for ni fin say Israel for we yɛ Zionist for. Because wɔn nyɛ ɛyi last na me check. Israel state nankasa no. Wɔn established in 1948. Ɛnyɛ bebree ka one. Ana America for ni UK for ya ne kɔyɛ saa deɛ. Ana bibia ntɔkwa a wɔka sɛ 8 million no. That nyɛ US for ni UK for na support Israel. Iran betimi atake Israel. Because one more place yes say. Umbeku an yes. Ka so omo no omo ko a.
It is support Israel for one anka Iran for betimi afinish Israel.
Oh, one me dear me no. I mean say omo ntim ka Israel for nkran ka omo nkasa sa. Nti no US for any Western powers ne yasa. But you know what? Entokwa ye business. Entokwa ye business. Ade na omo ye ni nyina one politics and business. Because one man come to na ana wo ye war studies in so a trust and to pay. What you say? Ntokwa apart from say nipa bi wu no ntokwa ye. And na madam for back work na me catch no osre. Ntokwa ya de a ba amanfo after ntokwa no eduma ba empuntu okoso. Doctors ne medical if we ombenya eduma bebraye. Enti wo mo hwe ne the other side. Wo mo ton mu tuyo. Beton tuyo no. We are yeah can say America ni other nations now produce to no be a ton to you bio. Ghana enti a business, big business no more ye. Enti no be business no so now wo hwe daachi near bis.
Yeah.
Enti so wo call war na say one hwe ni year even though a business now but a chirasem no do say na betimi di achese ne obi wo hɔ akoto say no so ana de achi na obi anso nim say Iran for no no nhye ntokwa na se nti America for na wo se wo mo yese ye be man ntokwa na twa Iran for no wo mo ti afi say mu bibia mo ka say ye wo no ye be ma mo kwan mo abehwe. In fact atomic energy for no mission no UN for almost that you know sector no bebre wo Iran ho no ma wo mo ye inspection then wo man kasa Oman foreign minister na no ye negotiation no mesan no ni nasema wo tro mi wo kopi ho mesan no no ready no ahwe enti enye Iran for na hye ntokwa na se bibia a wo kan ye bi Iran for tie
the hye ntokwa na se no be and which is America. Okay.
No so enam so wo ye ni business ni politics nti no opese things wo ye no aye but Iran for so what do me kwakugu wani o enya de on bija because who na wakoko onipa no wada ana wo akeka no enti no entokwa no so obi se be end 2 weeks ne de enya de be end 2 weeks.
Okay. Prof, ade no and dia woni nkofo o muka se be ma ye dollar na koso no ye adwene.
Oh, economy no eniema e be kosoro. Ene kura krom ha kura UK ha ye we. Ene okoto petrol e kosoro. Oti ase. Bibia asafe e kosoro. Enti no se oil no so kosoro pe. Oh, nine on say eniema so be kosoro sa. Enti no me no mo ya adwen.
Okay. Prof also do you see say ade no tokwa no to aso e be ma economy no the dollar no ye sika se me be affect no ana?
About affecting it seriously because and America say ya me ani amre na ya ni ye dua na ye de ne koto nkrofo so a ene ye sika no e be worthless enti o say hu say dollar no a anya hoden kakra no se kono toko so a President Mama Korea wo kwa asa hin no amfa hwe mre o man no
there be the prof me no nya adwen
ene me so me ka kire se kwa e de no ro ko ye di banchi o Korea for di abanche ye di body Korea for di body
so we dey political science
no ko papa de ne de koto bibia ya import bibia
so pa
mo kura ye di mo ye se import more enti kwa wo kon media men no akamet na fie na mama ga
strategic prof no ye strategic ma o ma enu nti na ye wura mahama ni nimdie wo hye dade Korea ni ene kwa ya ambassador ma Ghana ye strategic the kwan na awoko no ebeboa Ghana papa na mintimi mpese mekom bebre see say asem a ye kan na mpese ba mi mpese obeka say emwa ehu nya
well media this how I see it because external dependency there and na Africa ya much say yakamo no
yeah but na fabric there can alternative how can Africans should look within no And a long time, you have to prepare points and a
saa
boy.
ɛnyɛ nna
It
yi
is
na
on mobile.
wobɛtumi ayɛ saa
I was so too many. And Korea funny idea, prof. Unkromata, no, when you're classmate for.
Oh, yes.
It is a president mama call. I say you good say to learn from your classmates for how they did it. And
ɛbɛboa
you
ɔman no koraa
collaborate you all
bebree
electronics near there. I say you good, Anna.
No, dear, make a champ operation feed yourself or started day one. And our yeah, Ghana or beard
na
no huji.
prof ɛna asase no wɔhe yɛkɔyɛ operation video asɛf galamseyfoɔ asɛ nneɛma nyinaa na akɔfa asase no wɔ
Ɛwɔ hɔ, yɛ nipa bere. Sɛ wo mo hene ne bere a no gya sika wɔ gye ne kokɔ mu no a, ɔbɛhwɛ asase no so ama nneɛma yɛ yie. Ghana nyɛ ɔman a ɛsɛ atoto n'ase. Na no independent hwɛ nipa yɛ nyinaa ne yɛbɔ nsra no bi ɛnɛ ne yɛbɛtenatena ha. Ɔho, yɛabɔ nsra bɔ. Eduru hɔ koro bi ase kora ɛdeɛ kora ne yɛgyeɛ. So, entimi deɛ ɔmra ɔkyena ɔmra no bɛka ne yɛkɔ so nkyerɛ amanfoɔ. Na afei sɛ bankyene bedua nwe mfikyire o, sɛ bɔdeɛ ne bedua o, sɛ mako ne bedua o. Ni nya galamsey ni nye ni yie.
ɛno deɛ meto ase
I'm supporting Kokon Kitten, they're so supportive because I also can appreciate video yourself.
Oh, madam, I condemn saying it.
Prof, there you to once. Prof, also supporting appreciate video yourself. Mama, I am Kokon Kitten. Why don't you support that one?
No, now a champion or operation. One day was operation video yourself. No, a champion no emphasis on banche, body on cocoa. Also, dear, wow, do you quote my bar? No, you be a can. Inti, me cram me a phone be nipper bebre, one way a fool.
It's why don't you support Muhammad so picking one aspect of poetry because Sika Ghana is saying I do Cochrane Namno Banados. That's why he's focusing on Kokono. So why don't you support that?
A book, a nipper bebre in area, a budada. Oko mania the idea of Kokon, Obia Yebi.
Ghana.
Oh, na Cobisiasia. Na Ghana Croben no portrait.
And yet, I think 5 years ago, we know your program, gentlemen, no, James, I've been Portugal. We can't be said, Ghana be here, yes, 2 sectors, agri sector and tourism industry. See, at the Adrian Kohon, Ghana be successful. Me can't actually say, if we are thinking in Ghana, and a center of the world. The tourism industry, you hope proud your move for money. That's all. A hormone could pay baby to say US and Europa. Cassani on Bejo man for consular hell on Israel. The Sika be more mine. You say in the year bleed. Agri sector, sector, a bit me a may and Juma be free, and also a bema iska. Say, yet the initial wa a bebwa. But I mean, near Mahama and me support too because minimum me obi a me pemwayen me ye nanko within a short and one and nanko by 300. Into me cram me say, sa ye and a nanko ye and rabbit, you know, one flame rabbitry. Yen fan come because a nanko so ye and nama uye ni ye a poa. Say yes, I near monk tinkiting na and nam do na ye cranning na. So ye ya. The catcher say, Dana who between. Say you take a decision, say, maybe to say abe. Yen castle will be 5 years, ye just cut was be a diambe. After 5 years, yen physical man being. On the here. But ye jan ye man a boy in go, and ye physical temne. Malaysia for a no diame, there be a domo a casam. Oh, cocoa yen a man for chum cocoa. Ah, or more ye day, or more day magalam safe. Oh, enti se ye ma ye ni ko agri sector ho na akuafo no ye wo mo enu bae no no mnya baabi o mbesie na ye bekwa akoto se ye ti abro kire biane bia wo pese woto watermelon wo pebi na wo betumi akoto di ni etimi etie ni ye a sa wo how na da bia gisi akari sika di akọ import mo na business fo bi kata bi abegu Ghana o mnye Ghana fo mo na o mo de wo Ghana ni kura kakra mo firi abrochire be kono so from to be stop on sa ansem ni nyina no na ye ntwam we feel say agri sector ne sector ebe ma Ghana adi no enti prof go come to think dey me support pa
okay well watch na say nyame nko na me oppose no no akura nim say nya de ko yie on nia
implementation no idea no ho.
Yeah, do the Mamen Kasa Kakra. So what the Akachan say? A Greek near support to her. Jama a Greek sector minister no. Share Nkrumah Tamono. One no workers brigade. No more yen ma bebre ankasa nkiti. Omu dia me, omu dia bisi, omu dia kube, omu yewe to dia make it general. Because Ghana never be an etimi yankoko.
Okay, to focus on your problem, it's a more focusing on one aspect.
Yes, focus on one. On broad base. Broad base, UNC for slogan. Broad base. What they are broad in? No be on no. On to me yankoko no. Na say nankono obeyan ya onso bayan. No man support. Obi so men obedia. No man support. Obi so mako but dia nya dia there. And you say na no crash so can say wama 1,000 people or the 100 and something kokoya. What the mass cry ya.
And they are no from etimi ba esi baby.
Oh, and
what is there no from na president here?
Yes, I know so correct no. So no say ko timi o can say na say wa no phone say pa. Oh, sorry. What me can say no correct no. We dey bubu sa because when him say wa ben obon kuntan kama. So then anko here.
Your problem me no ate me about
ya kan Korea ya woko so the Israel cross or kwacho busia Israel for talk or moku Israel for me aman busia because
na there be na prof pa Israel for kun to kwa yanko diska Israel
now ba for what they independent will be afraid was yanko Israel.
Asam na meka say efficiency of national resources no
Israel the people are part of a war. Yam person be aligning into going to one party no there war prof
ya meka anything am tie for mountain example of them say even though Israel is at war but because of how efficiently they manage their resources no see kwa o metime nya bi ye yansaka ni ye di ne kwam ye no basa we are Korea ko ni person no recall ye peda mo ba je what ni person no call ye so enti ye manage your resources ni ye say am ye ya enya da bia ya be stress nkrofo sa
yo program me na ate
many prof Rebecca say wachiri
bacho ye da se bebre Mr. Paul Boatin obi a waye ni PhD in security ni ade nti ono ka security o te ase prof so o chere PhD fo ade years and years of research and all that international issues education ni ade to issues na no say ade no ntokwa se ne no mind the history of Iran for no and Israel for no ntokwa we se ne ade na start ache and enye ne so de be koso anti no ye very careful say be self sustaining say be dwene ye ho na ye ma na ye nananom ho creating jobs na ade betimi aboa ye said about obi who can too much bia but this is the video you were looking for almost president mama a few moments later no me born na do the chair mo president mama de ni
Ukraine Russia war na Ukraine Russia omoko a efa ya Ghana for efa ye ho ben yeah it's your baby Ukraine Russia war o hwe what's na play mu na o ka say wo call Ukraine wo fi Accra 7,000 kilometers and san wa kodru no mo come on tokwa then say yesika sem na Cote d'Ivoire so ka say Russia Ukraine no mo come and so
a few moments later
Ghana is not immune from the shocks of global events. Recent events in the Middle East, which involve an exchange of missiles between Israel and Iran, have started to escalate crude oil prices dramatically. I've asked our Minister of Finance.
It's when issue and a few moments later, President Mama too, Russia-Ukraine war on fire. A few moments later, on independence celebration speech, or say Ghana is not immune. At the end, they're and only wait, politics and yet be beyond other politics. Russia, Ukraine will affect Ghana. COVID affected Ghana. This one too said the president we are not immune. A bit may affect it. I was saying, Ghana, kabum, all hands on deck. Near Ghana and see near the unnecessary politics. No, Ghana form right here. When we hear jobs, and where are the jobs? Where are the jobs? What I say, and nothing an era question catch president mama. So when you careful, no country could the black say. Monk, a few moments later, he been canon. On to home free any commentary about Russia and for us and fear home. This is what he said.
Was in the Nyambaya
Well, but anyway, my men must tell them into this has been just a family beam lady. I said, I'm come production team, the Miss team. Wednesday, we have another solid show pie and not the bedroom. But listen to this.
Na release album. Enya buy na release. Last week you cry why about. One month fan anu ntumu kura. Wedding can cry na no atum Ghana for try e trouble no cry on. Yes no. Sa letter no ndi kan redraw. Na say rebellion cry. Yemra public. Ni America say yes America yes Iran for ina equally. Ma enko jina be bia nkasama ya no and trying. Tisi ano itwa bia animo. Nipa nka say yesuro no cry Iran no nya America. Tisi ano ye ko father